Is anybody in here coming in with a dog?
What are you doing? That's fantastic.
Did really good. He stayed super tight and controlled in my body. He kept wanting to go ahead a little bit in me, but he maintained his composure and kept a good heel. And then he went when I gave him his command word. The reason we do this is because if I go into a mobile home and there's a squatter or a homeless person, they're not always aggressive. I don't want to just be going, let my dog bite somebody when it's not an aggressive situation. So you have to train them accordingly. And just have them work on control. Control is probably the most important part of this whole process, even more than the bite itself. The scenario this time is I'm going to be walking around the mobile home like I do typically with the dog. Low! He has to control himself. Can I help you? Low! Sir, can you back away? Low! Sir, please leave my property now. Stay! Good boy, Jocko! Good boy!
That's great.
Good boy, Jocko. Stay!
It's okay. That's he earned that one.
Good boy. Stay! Low. Jocko.
He's coming. He's trying.
Good boy, Ruggly. Low! Ruggly. Good boy, buddy. Come on. Low! Ruggly. So I think he did a lot better the second time. He tried to stay a little bit more controlled until he went for the bite. It's really hard for the dogs after their first bite to simmer themselves. They're almost like little kids. Self-control is definitely something that they struggle with. But overall, I think he did fairly well. We usually try to meet about once a week to do stuff like this to keep them sort of hyped and keep their training fresh in their mind. So overall, I think it went well. The second one, he was super hyped up and he was wanting to achieve it. The third time he did pretty good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We just set it up for a real life situation, making sure that he holds that position until you give the command. Because up until I made that approach, I was no threat. You didn't know who I was, what I was doing there. I could have been the owner of the property. Who knows? So having him under control, it's fantastic.
I appreciate you coming out and letting us take a little bite on your body.
I appreciate the invite. It's fantastic. I've known Catherine for a while now, and she's quite the handler. She's super attentive to Jocko. She pays attention really well. She wants the best for herself and the dog, so I'm willing to go out of my way to help people like herself, and even Ralph too, for that matter. Real good friends at this point. Been great people to work with.
And then, as you can see, we have our families next to the situation that's happening. They're also family dogs. They're not just protection dogs. My dog rides with me and my small kids in the car all day long. He's in our house like a normal pet. It's all about balance and control and having a good trainer like Brandon so you can actually obtain stuff like this.
This is her day-to-day life, so we want to set her up in these situations. Going out in different places, going to other buildings, doing different things like that isn't realistic for her in her world and what she does for a living. The reason she got the dog is to practice in these situations and to be safe when she goes out by herself to these different mobile home locations, lots and things like that. So that's why we take the time to come to locations like this, set the dog up in this environment so they understand their job. So going forward, they are more aware. When they enter a mobile home, they're like, hey, we've seen this situation before, we know what we can prepare for, and to be alert during those times. Whereas until you do these situations, they don't understand what they're expected to do. So we like to come out here in a real life scenario, in these real environments, set the dog up for success, set the owners up for success, and that way they can be ready to go at the time it ever presents itself.